I ain't on nobody's side. You know, most people jump on him and be like, oh, he did. No, I ain't jumping on nobody's side because I don't care who win. I don't know neither one of these niggas. But what I do know is I like the competition of it.
The 82-game preseason is in the books, and now it's finally time for the real season. As we head into the second round, make sure you don't miss out on any of the remaining NBA playoff action at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. I've teamed up with DraftKings on an offer for new customers with promo code SMOKE. Right now, you can bet $5 and get $150 in bonus bets instantly. Even if you lose, you win. From the play-in tournament through the finals, DraftKings Sportsbook has you covered with same-game parlays, live betting, odds boosts, and so much more. So download the DraftKings app now. Sign up using promo code SMOKE. The crown is yours. If sports betting is not available in your state yet, don't worry. You still can join in on all the fun by playing DraftKings Daily Fantasy to win cash prizes. What are you waiting for? Go download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. New customers use promo code SMOKE and bet $5 on any wager and get $150 in bonus bets instantly. That's promo code SMOKE only at DraftKings Sportsbook.
Welcome back, Unplugged, our weekly stroll around. What's going on, Jack? There's a lot going on. You're coming straight from Virginia.
I'm happy to be in Miami, though. I'm so
the
happy
Iverson
to be
Classic. Before we get to that, real quick, tickets on sale. Chicago and Detroit, our live tour.
Yes.
Go to allthesmokeproductions.com/tour to get your tickets. Be there or just keep being a square.
Don't want to miss it.
But how was Virginia?
Virginia was cool, man. Shout out to Allen Iverson, the Classic, Bobby, AI, and everybody that was involved, Tim, Darius Miles. It was a great weekend, Kareem Reed. My son got a chance to get a great experience being with the top players, learning a lot this week. And a lot of these kids that I got a chance to grow with, that I continue to grow with this game, are going to have some great careers, and a lot of them going to be pros. So it was a great weekend.
Dope. How was AI?
AI was good, man. He was happy to be home. I think the city, everybody came out to fill up the Hampton Coliseum. Oh. And, you should do something like that in your hometown, especially for guys like that. We did the dunk contest and the three-point contest at Bethel, and it was sold out. Yeah, it was like a Friday high school game, packed to wall to wall, so it was a good weekend.
Love it, man. Shout out to Classic. Shout out to you. Patriots roast. Tom Brady, Kraft, Belichick, Kim Kardashian probably got the coldest roast of the whole evening, but that was good. What was the one guy's name that said the shit about Kraft and Brady went up there and said, don't say that shit again? Jeff Ross. Jeff Ross. Hey, yeah. Jeff Ross, we talking big shit.
He's the GOAT at roast. He's one of the GOATs of roasting.
Hey, he said some shit about the massage things and everyone laughed for a second. Brady went up there, hot mic. Don't do that shit again. Jack, any of your former teams you think could do a roast?
It's not even close. That Warrior team we had, I think that team would do a hell of a roast. I think out. You, BD, Monte, Al, Peaches, J. Rich. It'd be pretty funny.
I think that Lob City team too could definitely do a roast. They have some characters on that team.
Blake and DJ alone.
Blake, DJ, CP with his little sneak dissing, Jamal, his little funny ass JJ. That would have been a good one. Stephen A. Smith show. I went out there while you was busy in Virginia to talk to him and check his temperature. Mm-hmm. And he said when he sees you on site, he's smacking you.
I cannot wait. I cannot wait. I'm looking dead in this camera. I cannot wait.
No, he just said he wanted to talk to you. That's it. He said he was a little mad at you, but he still got love for you. He's got love for us. Still wants us to see do well. Obviously, I went out there and kind of, said what our issues were, and he explained his side. And I've been a big fan of him and known him for a long time, and obviously don't agree with everything he says. But at the end of the day, I know him well enough to know that he means well. You guys have kind of had a little back and forth, which makes it good, because we are a duo and a team, but we're also individuals. So at some point, if y'all decide to sit down,
nope.
That'll be interesting.
I'll catch you in traffic.
Since we've last conversated, some teams have been eliminated. The Clippers have gone down, which was, my pick at the beginning of the year to represent the Western Conference. And
it wasn't bad, though. We all thought they would do something with that roster.
Health has been the key. They lost in 6 to Dallas, and we'll get to them a little bit, but Kawhi only played 2 games, averaged 12 points in those games, both losses. Harden and PG struggled. Russ struggled. Harden's a free agent. Paul George has a $48 million player option. Russ has a smaller player option. Kawhi just extended 3 years, $150, so he's at about $50 million a year going into this new arena. Jack, what do you see? Also, I think Ty Lue is a free agent from a coaching side because I'm hearing talks to him possibly going down the hallway. Clippers overall, PG staying or going, Harden staying or going. Are we ever going to see a healthy Kawhi again?
That's the big question. I mean, I think you can't predict that. I mean, Ty Lue made a joke that he going back to load management because he missed so many games. But I think it's a perfect time with the contract situations with everybody. It's a perfect time to break it up. It's the perfect time. You're going into a new arena. You might as well just try to start new. This ain't working. You know, you might well just try to get new and try to offload Kawhi if you can. You know, James Harden's a free agent. Paul's definitely going to opt out because his teams just want to throw him the bag right now. So this is the perfect time to go into that new arena, new coach, new team, and just try something new.
Change the team name while you're at it.
That too.
For real, no bullshit. But, I mean, I think the interesting person on the roster to me is obviously Kawhi being healthy. And if we're going to get a chance to see that, because I think he played, and I don't want to mistake, he played a lot of games this year. I know he didn't sit out very much, but when they needed him the most in the playoffs, he wasn't there. But Paul George, you know, there's talks to Indiana, the Knicks. You're hearing a lot of different things. Obviously, this is all speculation right now, but I think Paul George could be the one guy if he decides to leave. You know, teams are still going to throw him good money, so it'd be interesting to see where he lands if he does decide to leave. But again, all four of those guys we mentioned are at home. You know what I mean? So there ain't no telling if they want to try to see, hey, let's try one more. They just haven't been healthy. We haven't seen both their stars healthy at the right time. So
what if one of those guys go to the other locker room? Go to the gold locker room.
Well, if you recall, I think we were talking about this in our group chat the other day. Doc Rivers did not want to trade SGA for Paul George. And I think that would have, if it didn't happen, it would have killed the trade, and Kawhi allegedly would have went to the Lakers. But I remember Doc was really adamant about everything they had to give up first and foremost, but he knew Shea was going to be a star. So it's been some management moves on both those LA teams in the front office that kind of have hindered teams the past handful of years. Milwaukee, speaking of Doc Rivers, loses in 6. No Giannis, which is, we knew they weren't going to do anything without him, and going into that, those calf strains are dangerous, and I think they saw what happened with KD trying to push through a calf strain, and he tore his Achilles when he was with Golden State, so I think they erred on the side of caution, which was very smart.
I think they should have played the Nasties.
More minutes?
I mean, that's the closest thing to Giannis.
Like DNA-wise?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Can't get no worse than that.
Dame was hurt. Dame was in and out, but played well while he was in there. Tough first season for Dame in Milwaukee. For the first time, you know, we hear him mention the off-the-court stuff. And Dame has always been so locked in and one of the best players this league has seen since he's came in the league. But
divorce ain't easy, dog. Been there.
And then moving across the country away from your kids on top of it. So I can only imagine, you know, what he was going through. Hopefully he comes back well rested mentally and physically and stronger next year. Doc Rivers got this big deal. This team was 30-13 when Doc took over. Under Doc, they were 19-23. So obviously Doc gets a pass now without their best player being there, but for some reason he keeps getting these opportunities with a lot of these teams with a lot of talent and hasn't necessarily produced. I mean, when Giannis was there, they still were hovering around 500. So what do you think the outlook for this team is? I mean, Lopez is getting older, Portis is getting older, Middleton is getting older. All these guys looked a little old during this run. That young Indiana team came in there and upped the pace and played their game. Is it time for this team to blow up as well?
Let me ask you a serious question. How long did we think just running downhill full speed dominating was going to last?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, his game never evolved. Giannis' game has been the same. He's gotten stronger and bigger since he came into the league. But as far as his game-wise,
it's evolved. I definitely think it's evolved, but I think his main thing has been his main thing and going downhill.
I would say it evolved if he starts shooting threes. Like, he always been the guy that attack downhill, 1-2 dunk, and he just been getting stronger and more smarter over the years. But this game, like skill-wise, has not went nowhere. So that's only gonna take you so far. So when he started to get hurt like this, the way he plays, it's gonna continue to happen, bro, because he's getting older. So what do y'all think y'all gonna go from here? You know what I'm saying? Bringing Doc in, that ain't gonna change nothing. Giannis getting older. You see Dame was being hurt more now. You got Portis, you got Lopez. All these guys are up in age. You know what I'm saying? But Middleton is not a guy that you can just win with by himself. He's not a guy you can plug two guys. You know what I mean? Like, so it's a big decision making time for them, Matt, because they can this can keep them in a stagnant place for 3-4 years. Or, you know what I'm saying, they can try to make some changes now, you know what I mean, just to stay in the winning percentage.
It just showed you how fast your window can close.
Right.
You thought they won a championship and you thought they'd have a window to make a little run, and that shit shut before you knew it. It was shut. Not a ton of assets. That trade for Holiday for Dame was a very interesting trade that, you know, sometimes they don't work out, and obviously you can't judge something off the first year, you know,
but you're going to take Dame, though.
But you are going to take Dame, but I think they also misunderstood how much Drew meant to that team.
Right.
You know, first team all defense, someone that took the best guard every time, someone who hit big shots in the clutch when Middleton or Giannis wasn't there working. Holiday was someone who stepped up, so I definitely think that trade on the defensive end slowed that team down. So we'll see. Moving on, though, to Dallas and what Kyrie Irving has been doing, only averaging 27 points on 52, 45, 85 splits versus the Clippers in the first round. Looked like a man on a mission. Let's compare. First of all, let's just talk about the way he played in this first round.
So just super confident. I think J. Kidd has given him the confidence to just go out there and beat Kyrie. I think what's big that people not talking about is how he's competing on the defensive end. He shut James down. You know what I'm saying? People try to talk about how they had beef and all that, but he spoke on it in the press conference, how they have respect for each other, but they love to compete. And Kyrie played his ass off on defense, and so that was kind of over. You know me, I'm a defensive guy, so I know he can score. I know he's probably the most skilled person we've ever seen with the basketball, but defensively wise, I think that's why they were able to win that series in such a decisive manner, because they took the challenge on the defensive side.
I don't think I've seen Kyrie play this well, and it's for the reason you said. He stepped up on the defensive end. He's really put that work in on the defensive end, and it showed this series. And as you said, one of the most skilled guys we've ever seen with the ball, which brings me to this comparison. Obviously he worked well with Bron in Cleveland, and some say Luka is in the mold of Bron, and their chemistry and understanding of each other's game in this small amount of time they've been together. They're the scariest duo in basketball that's left in the playoffs right now, I would say. So it's going to be interesting against the young OKC team. What do you think about them as a duo and them going into this second round against OKC?
This first round has helped them because I think, to me, OKC's a better team, but offensively, the Clippers are a better team as far as harder to guard.
The Clippers were
harder to guard in the first round than it will be to guard OKC in this second round. And even though they got SGA. So I think that first series is going to help them be better in the series. I just think as far as the core guys that get mad, it always comes down to the core guys with the Dallas Mavericks. We know what you're going to get from Kyrie and Luka. And Luka might do some crazy shit where he'll win you 2 games on the road or something like that. But what are these core guys going to do? Because as the playoffs, as you go to the next round, each possession gets more tighter. The nerves, people can't make those shots because each possession counts. So it's going to be the core guys to see what they do.
I think, this is just a perfect example of just getting hot at the right time, and I feel like they're playing with great chemistry right now. So those role players, the Hardaway Juniors, the Liveleys, the P.J. Washingtons,
even big.
These guys are all stepping up and maybe playing a little bit above who they naturally are because the team is rolling so well and Kyrie and Luka are rolling so well. So I think it's definitely going to be an interesting series. OKC, a young team that's ready to take that leap, and something we both says we just had to see it. Not that we didn't believe in them, we just had to see how these young players perform under these big lights. And OKC did a great job in the first round, and they're really going to get tested this next round. So definitely looking forward to this series. Well, these are great opportunities for the others or the core, you like to say, or to really make a name for themselves and come out here and make a splash. And you were someone who came out in the playoffs and made a splash and got yourself a nice deal and made yourself a household name. So Dallas has a few guys on the team that have that opportunity this year in the playoffs, and it'll be interesting to see if they make that jump.
Yeah.
Lakers. Darvin Ham, canned. Obviously, the fall guy. A lot of people have been saying, and in particular, J.R. Smith said, he tweeted, but have you seen this team? Thoughts on D Ham getting fired? Obviously, this roster was poorly constructed. It was something we said a while ago. But also, I really want to say, before we get to dissecting this roster, they just ran into a really good Denver team. You know what I mean? If they would have drawn someone else, they might have not have had these issues. I don't think they would have went to the finals, but I think they possibly could have got out of the first round. But they just played a really good Denver team. But nevertheless, you know, that Lakers seat is a hot seat. Our brother Darvin Ham is gone. You know, the front office, I think we talked on our last time we spoke, what the front office did with that Russ move and getting rid of Kuz and Caruso and JaVale McGee and Dwight Howard, the core, some of those core others from those championship teams. So I really look at more Darvin Ham has some work to do as a head coach, but the roster and the moves that managers have made in the last 3 or 4 years that got him a ring, but has also hindered them.
D Ham got to take the blame for this, man, because, you know, history tells us your star players got to deal with the bulk of the blame. They got to take that heat. You know what I'm saying? I mean, when San Antonio wasn't winning, they was blaming Tim and Ginobili. They getting older, then they'll come back and win one. You know what I'm saying? It's all your star players normally get the bulk of the heat, but for some reason, when it's dealing with LeBron and the Lakers, he gets no blame. And you can't take AD out of it. AD, even though you played well, in crunch minutes, you was not there. So you have to put the guys that make the most money have to get the bulk of the blame. You can't blame the young guys that was on the team. They're only getting so many limited shots, and half the time you don't know when your shots are even coming. You know what I'm saying? So I can't put the blame on the others. I just can't, bro. You know what I'm saying? If you want to put some of the others in there, throw some of the starters in there. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, you can't blame these young guys, bro, because when they do win and all the glory is going up, they're giving it to the stars. They're not giving the glory to the young guys when all the glory is talked about with the Lakers. So if y'all want to give the glory to the stars when they doing all well and they win it, you give the same to the criticism to those guys and blame it on them when you lose. Don't blame it on the coach.
It's always the coach's faults now. It's never the players' faults anymore, which is crazy because the responsibility has gone up for the players because the money's gone up. So your responsibility should go up. But at the end of the day, we're seeing a ton of coaches be the fall guys for talented teams that, first of all, weren't put well together. And then, you know, some stars didn't play well. So it'll be interesting to see, you know, moving forward.
Let me ask you a question, though. How would you handle a situation like that if you was a coach? Bron just calls a timeout and comes to the sideline and as he's coming to the sideline, you're drawing up a play. And he's just yelling at you, give me the board, give me the board, give me the board. Like, that's mad disrespectful as a coach. He wouldn't do that to Greg Popovich.
I've seen it done before. I've seen Kobe do it, though. I've seen Barron do it, though. I've seen a lot of people do it in those, you know, in those minutes. I've seen Andre Iguodala do it with the Warriors. So the context, sometimes you have to have the full context, and I saw the edit just this morning on social media how Bron wanted to draw something up as D-Ham. But I don't necessarily look at that. I mean, you could be right. Some people could look at that. But I've seen other star players and, you know, not even the best players sometimes, Iguodala, do that in the Warriors huddle. So that didn't really do too much.
Malice? Was it when it was like, give me this, you don't know what you're doing type?
Or
was it like, Coach, I got it, Coach?
I mean,
it's two different ways.
No, I feel you.
I feel you.
I mean, the energy has to be taken in consideration.
Thank you.
I'm not mad at that. But like I said, I've just seen other guys do it. But I just think, you know, just coaching Bron ain't easy.
Yeah.
And guys have fallen by the wayside. You know, you look at David Blatt and his record and what he was able to do. And
how many coaches
he was axed. Yeah, it's tough. I mean, Bron is a gift and a curse. I mean,
gonna keep blaming everybody else. Look how many coaches y'all done had since he's been there, huh?
Some other shit, you know, it's a lot of other shit's going on. So we'll have to see what happens with these guys and where Bron lands if the Lakers decide to snatch Bronny.
I want to see that, though. I do want to see that.
I'm definitely looking forward to that opportunity for him.
I want to see that.
Be the first one to do it. So we'll have to see. A wild take that may not end up being that wild. Jason Williams of ESPN said, I really think Jalen Brunson is going to go down as one of the greatest Knicks, if not the greatest Knick of all time. Hot take. Some may think it's wild, but if you think about it, we came up with a short list of, you know, you thought Walt Frazier is the most. Break it down how you said it.
I felt like Walt Frazier is the best Knick of all time because he brought a championship there. I felt like Melo is the most known. You know what I'm saying? And I think Patrick Ewing is the most respected.
So where does Brunson fit in that? If Brunson continues
He
on the
will be.
pace.
If he wins the championship, he's definitely going to surpass all them, considering the time we in. You know what I'm saying? He's going to pass all of them overnight. Overnight.
What the Knicks have done is, a couple of those guys are starters. You would think normally that a DiVincenzo or a Josh Hart would be a bench mob type guy, but those guys are playing amazing alongside Brunson. So it kind of takes the depth out of their bench, if you think about it.
Yeah, this their last year starting though. Because I don't know how far they're going to go. They get another star over there. And one of them guys going to the wood.
It's okay if they do.
Enjoy it, because it's coming.
My question, who is their number two right now? I think both those two guys are playing out of their mind, right?
They really don't have
a
one.
real number two, unless you're not. Can you call Josh Hart or DiVincenzo all as great as they're playing? Can you call them a real number two?
No.
Because the number two is a 20-plus point scorer every night in the playoffs,
anybody.
right?
It could be OG some night. He slows everything down. He hold the ball. He's one-dimensional. Like, he really don't make nobody better. He's a turnover prone. Like, no, man, they got to get rid of him.
So it's time to get rid of him and slide. What a PG do or a Donovan Mitchell do in a situation with the Knicks?
I wouldn't go Donovan Mitchell. I'll go more of a bigger guard.
PG?
I'll do PG. You know what I'm saying? I'll do PG. But you
PG
got to get the
would be
right.
tough.
You need to replace Randle with an athletic big man. I like the big man they got now because he's brute. He plays, he rebounds, he bangs. That's all they need. Yeah, he does his job, and you ain't got to pay him much. Anthony
Edwards, I think, has taken the league by storm, the world by storm. As the influx of European talent has grown and continues to grow, I think Anthony Edwards has taken that challenge of being the next American face. I think Ja will get back in that mix once we consistently see him on the court. Jason Tatum has an opportunity to be at the top of that if he can take his Celtics to the next level. But they went in and got game one against Denver, and he played incredible. So far he's averaging 33, 8, and 6 on 43% shooting from the three-point line. His moves, his tenacity. You're seeing a lot of MJ and Kobe in Anthony Edwards at 22. Scary.
It's just so exciting, man, because and kids keep it funky. We wanted to see some of this in LeBron. He's so dominant offensively and 6'8". We'll never see a basketball player that looks like LeBron ever. So we expect him to show that same thing that Kobe and Jordan showed. I don't know what this dude eat before games, but to see a young kid like that take pride in defense and stopping the best player at the end of games and just competing for the whole 48 minutes, Matt, on this level, but also stepping up and playing and carrying his team, like it's good to see, man, because people have gotten away with what basketball is. It's not just scoring. It's not just being one-dimensional. It's playing on both sides of the ball. It's competing all game. You know what I'm saying? Talking a little trash. He has found a way to absorb all the things that we love about basketball and show us again why we love it, Matt. A lot of guys don't play like he played the game and appreciate the game the way he does. And it shows on the court. And I think that's why so many people are saying he's the new face of the league, because he's playing basketball. He's not being one-dimensional.
Yeah, both sides of the ball, 3-level score. Another thing that I think gets overlooked is he's the leader of that team, too.
Yes.
I think a year or two ago, there was a little headbutting of if it's a Cat's team or Anthony Edwards' team, and obviously it's Ant's team, and he's been able to get those older guys to fall in line and follow him. The Goberts, the Towns, great role players. It's a well put together team. They have depth. They got that vet in Mike Conley, but I also want to shout out Gobert. I think he takes a lot of heat, but he's done his job so far. He's done what he's been paid to do. He made it tough for Jokic all game. They're able to throw two other guys on him. So reminiscent of when the Lakers were able to beat them, and Jokic was asked how can he counter their big lineup, and he said he needed to replicate himself. He needs another Jokic out there to do it. So the fact that they went in game one led by Anthony Edwards, what did he get, 43 in Denver on the defending champs court. So a lot of series left, but just loved his energy and the way he attacks the game, because the team follows behind him. This music beef. Jack, I love it, but I'm gonna let you go first. What do you think about this Kendrick Drake?
I like it. I'm enjoying it too. I'm not one of those people that sit down and dissect every song and every bar, but I like the beat. I really listen to what the beats, and I think for the most part, Kendrick is is really winning it. You know, if you can judge it, I mean, I ain't on nobody's side. You know, most people jump on him and be like, oh, he did it. No, I ain't jumping on nobody's side because I don't care who win. I don't know neither one of these niggas. But what I do know is I like the competition of it. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I like the music of it. And just as the music side of it, to me, my opinion, Kendrick is making better diss records. And that's it.
I think it's good for the sport.
Yeah.
I think it's good for the sport of music. I think the music has been on life support for a little bit, so I think it's bringing energy back. I want to shout out Drake for bringing Kendrick back. You know, Kendrick, you know, we always, like, where's Kendrick at? You know, and I think this competitiveness has got him outside. I think it's good for it. I hope it stays here. This could arguably be one of the greatest battles of all time, the way these guys are going back and forth. And I hope that people don't make it seem, because I haven't seen the West Coast this united in a long time. The West Coast is really united on this Kendrick shit. And I'm a huge fan of both. I'm a huge fan of Drake as well. And I hope that after this, I mean, people could just respect their crafts and what it is. And it doesn't have to be one or the other. Or if you fuck with Drake, you can't fuck with Kendrick. You fuck Kendrick, you can't fuck with Drake.
It's stupid.
I think it's been great for the sport. I hope it stays sporty. But these motherfuckers is going at each other, man. And that mustard beat, and they're not like us. Hoo-hoo, boy. So we'll see. Our guy, B-Rad, Brad Miller, drops this week, this Thursday. It's our guy. Shout out Brad. So you guys make sure you tap in, check that out. We're out here in Miami right now, so we're going to lock in a couple shows. So we'll have those coming to you soon. And Jack, you're out here doing Fight Town too. Fight Town is back.
Fight Town is back.
Talk to us about it. What you got going on while you're in Miami?
Man, we out here in Miami. Gonna spend time with the great Roy Jones.
Shout out Roy.
Get to know him, and also holler at David Benavidez. Mm-hmm. The Mexican monster. It's going down. Fight Times is back, man.
Is that Canelo's next matchup?
Bigger and better than ever.
Is that Canelo's next matchup?
I hope. Yeah, I don't want to see Canelo fight nobody else if he not fighting him or Bud.
Yeah.
Yeah, come on, Canelo, please, bro, please. I'm such a big fan.
He had a nice showing the other night. It looked easy the other night.
Can I say Canelo a message?
Go ahead.
Canelo, coming from 5, man. I'm a big fan, dog. I wonder if you recall when we had the press conference in New York, how giddy I was to meet you, bro.
He don't remember.
You know what I'm saying? I was just happy to. Yeah, you probably don't remember.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, you probably don't understand nothing I said at the time either. But, bro, just give us a real good fight for this next one, man. Please, Benavidez or Bud Crawford. Please, bro. I'm a big fan. Please, just give us one of them two next fight. Please, thank you. Please.
You heard it first.
Thank you so much.
Catch Unplugged on all the Smoke Production YouTube and the DraftKings Network. We'll see y'all next week.